Football is back. The Blue Jays are gunning for a playoff spot, and the NHL season is around the corner. And how do you know? It's because we're back.
Yeah.
We're here. All the action starts at Sports Interaction. It's Canada's sportsbook. Bet before the game, live and in play, or on one of the many prop bets. They've been doing it right since 1997. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now to see all sports betting has to offer. Head on over to sportsinteraction.com/STPN. That's sportsinteraction.com/STPN. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. I want to include you guys in the ad. I realized I was sort of taking all the script. And sorry about that. JT Miller. Let's talk about JT Miller. New contract. We had wondered for a while if this was actually going to happen because the rumor was he was going to get traded. Now, I believe it is 7 years, $8 million per. It has him
In the
sticking with Vancouver until he's 37, assuming he doesn't get traded.
Oof. Old.
And President Jim Rutherford told Sportsnet's Ian McIntyre that Miller is the type of player you want to, where you have to take some risk. Eventually, you do have to take some risk. But the Canucks just started the plan, whatever the plan is. Do you think sometimes that you're almost made to sign a guy because the value out there is just not there?
Yeah, unpopular opinion, maybe. I think they made the right choice. I know a lot of people are saying that's too rich for him, but I agree. I don't think the trade was there. And if it was, they would have made it. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to get that huge package for JT Miller unless the team who's trading for him feels like they can re-sign him. And if they don't feel like they can re-sign him, they might offer you a package, but it's not going to be that ridiculous one. It wasn't there. So now you got a guy who, you know, one of the things about Nazem Kadri is he had that monster season last year, but he doesn't really have a track record of that. He has a track record of scoring 30 goals. He has a track record of being an extremely good 2C, but for one season, he produced at 1C. And a lot of people, despite liking him, are betting on that not happening again.
Right.
JT Miller,
I think his contract reflects that. 7 years, $7 million.
That's what a high-end second-line center makes. Especially in free agency, I think it's cheap.
Yeah.
Personally. A lot of people didn't like that one either because he's going to be old by the end of it. That's what a player of his quality makes. And JT Miller has a longer track record of being this guy. He brings a lot. I think the Canucks are better than people give them credit for. We saw that under Bruce Boudreau. We knew that when they were at their lowest last year before firing Travis Green. They are too talented to be this bad. Are they a playoff team? I think so. Are they a contender? I think that might be a bit aggressive, but they're there. They're there. They're a good team, and they're certainly not going to get better by getting rid of JT Miller. And when you get rid of JT Miller, you got to replace JT Miller. What team is giving up a JT Miller replacement? Nobody. So
You'd have to draft it.
This was the Leafs dilemma after extending Nylander and Marner and Matthews. Those contracts would look a lot better if the cap went up at the rate it was supposed to, but then the world stopped. So the Canucks are betting on the world not stopping, which I would like to bet on as well. So I think
it's a fair bet once every 100 years.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine.
I
think the Canucks are going to be fine. Decent deal. It also sort of, I feel like this establishes that, remember we were talking about Pettersson making 10?
Yeah.
I mean, with him not playing very well, frankly, and even if he improves, I think it's going to be really difficult for him to make significantly more than Miller.
Right.
Long term.
He might. Maybe.
But not significantly more.
Also, some news moving off of JT Miller. A player with 56 career goals was given a $50 million contract this offseason.
56 career goals.
56 career goals. Don't say it, Jesse.
I think I know who it is.
Who is it?
Is it Tage Thompson?
It's Tage Thompson.
So there's
7
a guy
years,
who's
$50 million. Now,
he did it once.
Exactly. And I was just going to play that out because here's the thing. People forget now, the Buffalo Sabres were really bad the year before. But in 38 games, he had 8 goals and 6 assists. The next year, last year, 78 games, 38 goals, 30 assists, 68 points.
Wasn't it last year his first full season at center?
Yeah,
It was,
the 38 goals comes as his first year as a centerman. So they think they've unlocked something here, but there's a long history of overpaying guys for their one season where their shooting percentage
Matt Bolesky.
where their shooting percentage spikes by like more than triple. I believe his shooting percentage before was like 5%, and last year was 14. You know, and everything goes in. They're hoping that this is who he is, but my thing with the deal is you didn't have to make it now. Why didn't you just wait it out? And if he does it again, give him the same deal. I don't think if he does it again, is it going up that substantially? Maybe it's a couple $100,000, but you have him under contract for this season.
You don't want to. I think Buffalo has to worry about losing guys, right? Like we always talk about the no trade list. It's Canada and it's Buffalo. You know what I mean? Buffalo, who the states keep trying to offer us in a trade. We will trade you Buffalo in exchange for all the Tim Hortons franchises or something like that. They have to worry about retention more than other teams.
But even to that point, his expiry on this deal that he's currently on would have been an RFA contract. Can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and as a GM, you have so much leverage on guys like that. Listen,
wait it out and wait halfway through the year.
If I can add one more thing to that
Sure.
before you get into this, he's got a modified no trade that kicks in after this coming season.
Oof. I'm trying to pick my spots with Buffalo because we really hammered them. And I got to tell you what, Kevin Adams came out of this looking really good. They, to date, have won the Jack Eichel trade. To date.
No question. No question.
We'll see how that goes. But so far, they're looking really good.
They got money to spend, but here's the thing.
Alex Tuck was brilliant.
People are always like, oh, they got so much cap space. Yes, until they don't and they need it.
Right. Yeah. You eat it up very fast. So I want to pick my spots with the Sabres, but all the points you're making are pretty valid, man. They're pretty valid.
Wait a couple months. Make the deal in January. See how he does half a season. That it wasn't just an anomaly.
Well, that's right. You're right, Jesse. It does not kick in until after this season.
Yeah. You had a whole season to see if Tage is the real deal.
Like, doesn't?
And I love Tage Thompson. He was my pick
for
most underrated player. Remember we did those awards?
Underrated or improved?
Improved. Yeah, I love Tage, but I just want to see him do it again.
Yeah, it's a
risk. At a certain point as a GM, you have to take a risk. I'm just not sure that this is it.
Who's their goalie?
Well, who they have under contract is Craig Anderson and Eric Comrie. I'm imagining that those are their guys.
That's still kind of tough.
Malcolm Subban is on injured reserve. I'm not sure how injured he is, but
goalie/anthem singer.
There you go. Yeah. That's
a thing that happens.
The Pagulas will like that to save a little money.
Yeah.
To pay the anthem singer.
We already pay you.
Jessica Pagula into the round of 16 at the US Open.
I saw that. Yeah. She's 8th ranked in the world.
She's the #1 female American tennis player in the world right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So people have been mad at the Pagulas for being distracted, and I'm like, well, if my kid was the 8th ranked in the world, I know what I'd be focused on. Not that they are, but I'm just telling you, if I own the Sabres and Everly was 8th ranked in the world, I don't give a shit about the Sabres. Sorry.
Sell the team.
Yeah.
Sell the team and use the money to go to all the games.
Yeah.
Matches, whatever.
I don't think they need. I think they
get it for free.
No, they have to sell.
Yeah, the weird thing about being 8th in the world is I think you get free tickets.
No.
Also, I think they're billionaires.
They're billionaires.
No.
They could literally buy the tour.
No. I don't think they'd even need the free tickets.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, anyway.